It's Monday, June 22nd. Here's the latest news update. The first round of the US-Iran peace talks in Switzerland wrapped up this morning after more than 18 hours of negotiations, with mediators Qatar and Pakistan describing the discussions as encouraging. Officials say a high-level committee overseeing the talks has agreed on a roadmap towards a final deal within 60 days, while technical negotiations will continue this week. The two sides are also working to keep the Strait of Hormuz open and prevent further escalation in Lebanon. In the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced his resignation after losing support within the Labour Party. The leadership contest is expected to begin in the coming weeks. Back here in the UAE, Sharjah has launched a 3-month economic support package for businesses, including a 50% reduction in some licence fees, payment deferrals and exemptions. In other news, a new report from Brand Finance says
So the Iranian Soccer Federation says it's going to file an official complaint with FIFA over its treatment in this World Cup. Why? Let's break it down. Originally, the Iran team was going to have its training facility and home base in Tucson, Arizona. And then just a few weeks before the tournament started,
The Iran Football Federation says it is moving its World Cup soccer training camp from Kino Sports Complex here in Tucson to Tijuana.
En este caso, Estados Unidos toma la decisión de que la selección de Irán y sus acompañantes, su equipo, no pueda pernoctar en su país.
and commute to every single one of their games, which happened to be in the U.S. in the group stage. So instead of being able to come to a stadium ahead of time, U.S. authorities said they would only have 24 hours before each match to come to L.A. and be here before the game, which led the manager of Iran to call Iran.
Well, the sun is just coming up here in Switzerland, up there in the Bergenstock Resort behind me. Talks foundered into the night. The Iranians angry, apparently, over President Trump's comments that he threatened to blow up their country again. The Pakistani Qatari mediators working through the night to try to salvage something. It doesn't look as if any actual progress has been made on the talks. They seem to be over at the leadership level, but it has been agreed to form a high-level committee. That's how it's being described, that will be overseeing working groups. There are bodies that are being established, a line of communication to avoid conflict in the Strait of Hormuz, and a cell set up to try to oversee and make sure that there is a ceasefire in Lebanon. That was something that the Iranians came into the talks saying that they were insisting to do. It doesn't say this communication, this memorandum, if you will, at the end of these high-level.
Spain's Lamine Yamal just scored his first World Cup goal, helping Spain take the lead against Saudi Arabia, and he did it at just 18 years old. What was I doing when I was 18? But Yamal isn't the only teenager making a splash at this World Cup. Here are some of the teenage stars you need to know. First, there's Gilberto Mora of Mexico. At just 17 years old, he's the youngest player at the entire World Cup. In fact, Mora became the youngest player ever to appear in a World Cup match for El Tri, breaking a record that had stood for almost a century. He's also already the youngest goal scorer in Liga MX history and the youngest player ever to win a FIFA-recognized senior international tournament. Then there's Morocco midfielder Ayoub Bouhaddi. The 18-year-old helped Morocco earn a draw against Brazil in one of the tournament's biggest early surprises. Morocco's performance has some fans calling them a dark horse contender, and Bouhaddi has been one of the young players at the center of that excitement. Plus, he looked completely unfazed against one of the soccer's biggest powers. But the biggest teenage star at this World Cup is still Lamine Yamal. At just 18 years old, he's already a European champion with Spain.
This is the largest ever cocaine seizure in Australia. Had it reached the Australian community, it would have had an estimated street value, conservatively, of about 816 million Australian dollars. This equates to about 3 million street-level deals. The other point I would make is it's a significant amount of border control drugs. 8 people have been charged. Realistically, we expect there'll be further activity ongoing as well. It's a significant importation, it's a significant amount of drugs. It has a significant syndicate sitting behind it, we have no doubt.
Oh, we're honored to be here. It's a celebration. Can you tell us what you're going to be performing today?
It's very Chicago related.
Oh, okay.
I think I heard y'all rehearsing Glory. I'm on the board of Common Ground Foundation. So,
wonderful.
And my uncle was Michelle's teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a Chicago
Thank you,
girl.
guys.
Yes, we're so happy.
Excellent.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency as crews continue to battle flare-ups from a fire that started days ago. Officials say the massive fire ignited Wednesday afternoon at a cold storage warehouse in Los Angeles, sending plumes of black smoke in the air visible for miles. Fire officials are describing the fire as very complex and hazardous for firefighters. No injuries have been reported, and investigators are still trying to determine the cause of the fire.
Felicidades, España. Enhorabuena. Congratulations to Spain here from this fantastic stadium in Atlanta. Full house once again. Spain put up a great performance against Saudi Arabia, and Spain won deservedly. Saudi Arabia fought, but didn't work out as they wished for. But there is one more match to go, and to show to the world what Saudi Arabia is as well. For now, celebrations, full stadiums here as well, full stands, people happy, people excited in the stadium, in Atlanta, in the city, in Spain for sure as well right now. So let's stay tuned. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is fantastic.
Lionel Messi. It's clear. It's the best in the world with Cristiano. It's clear. I think that he showed during 15 years that he had an amazing quality. Me, I try to do what I can do. I show my quality on the biggest stage, helping my team to win another World Cup. For the rest, is debate for the people, debate for the journalists, debate for the fan of football. And I think it's good to debate about the players to see who is the best.
Have you noticed that seemingly everyone at the World Cup is wearing pink shoes? Yeah, pink shoes everywhere. Players from dozens of countries are rocking bright pink cleats, and it's not because they all coordinated before the tournament. The real reason is that nearly every major soccer brand, including Nike, Adidas, and Puma, released pink cleats for the World Cup at the same time. But why pink? According to Nike, athletes consistently tell them that bright colors help boost confidence in big moments. Pink checks a lot of boxes. It's bold, it's eye-catching, and it stands out against the green grass better than almost any other color. That means fans in the stadium and viewers at home can spot the shoes instantly. There's also a fashion angle. Bright pink, sometimes called electric fuchsia, has been one of the biggest color trends in recent years, and brands know today's athletes aren't just players, they're influencers and style icons too. The funny part, so many players are wearing the same shade of pink that some fans say it's actually become harder to tell who's who. So what do you think? Would you also sport bright pink shoes?
With good coaching, you can do anything in football. I don't care if you're Cabo Verde, I don't care if you're Sierra Leone, I don't care if you're Uzbekistan, I don't care if you're Jordan, I don't care if you're any team around the world. If you have a good coach, a good manager, you can do the impossible. This Cabo Verde side is earning the respect of every single person and team and fan at the World Cup. This is the stuff of dreams. We talk about Hollywood endings and Hollywood scripts, but this is a Cinderella story for Bubista. What he's done with Cabo Verde, taking them, and we've seen them make waves at the Africa Cup of Nations. This is another level. And for me, there's something happening on the African continent. We saw Morocco in 2022 get to a World Cup semifinal. But if we take a step by and we really examine African football, this is the tournament, for me, in my opinion, where African football is finally getting the respect it deserves.
Did you know that AI only needs to hear your voice for 3 seconds to clone it? And scammers are making billions from it. They're using generative AI, but experts tell us agentic AI is the next frontier. But let's start here. In a high-profile case in Europe, some of Italy's biggest business leaders were targeted by fraudsters using AI. The scammers mimicked the voice of then Defense Minister Guido Crosetto, who claimed to be raising money for kidnapped Italian journalists. Massimo Moratti, the former owner of the football club Inter Milan, sent nearly €1 million. And people from all over the world have been receiving phone calls from distressed relatives needing money for an emergency, only to learn that the voice they heard over the phone was AI.
In the past, it used to be quite hard to really set up a website and set up something that you can use to scam people. Like, for instance, a fake shopping website. Nowadays, with generative AI, it's really...
How has all the travel restrictions and some people unable to be with you, how has that impacted the unity of the team? Has it hurt? Has it helped?
To be honest, we don't ask for much. We just ask for the same procedure for all the other 47 teams. That's just the fairness, I think, for all the teams, and we're not asking for, I think, much. From the other side, I think this is part of our culture. In a difficult situation, we perform better. I think that united us even more.
Red warnings for extreme heat have been issued for parts of the UK. But what does that mean? Well, temperatures are expected to rise significantly in the coming days, with up to 39 degrees Celsius over 100 Fahrenheit expected on Wednesday and Thursday. The humidity will also rise, making this heat wave particularly uncomfortable for many of us. The Met Office and UK's Health Security Agency have issued the red warnings for parts of the Midlands, South East Wales and through southern parts of England for Wednesday and Thursday. This means the heat is likely to cause impacts to health, but also infrastructure such as power supplies and the transport network. We're going to see June's hottest day on record, with the temperature easily surpassing the current record of 35.6 degrees set 50 years ago in 1976. Wider amber warnings are in force across England and Wales, as temperatures are widely expected to get to the mid to high 30s. We're also going to see some very warm, potentially record-breaking nights, making it difficult for sleeping.